It is certainly a time of seasonal change, not only by the flocks of Canada geese and the fall colors on the trees, but there's another sign, a hidden sign, just below the water surface along the Oregon coast. Hi there, Grant McComey here, your host for Travel Oregon's Grant's Getaways. And we're headed to the coast this week to look for some of those hidden signs. Fall runs of salmon, both coho and chinook. It's underway, and we're going to learn more about catching them and then head into the kitchen and learn how to cook the catch. So join me as we explore the Nehalem River estuary. When daylight's a glimmer on the eastern horizon,
Yep, we're fishing.
3 generations of the Mills family agree. Salmon fishing in the Nehalem estuary is full of promise.
The world's so full of video games and electronic quick satisfaction that I think just coming out with family or friends and just spending a day and beautiful sunny day like today on a gorgeous part of the country, it doesn't get much better than that. That's the one.
His dad, Eldon Mills, says it doesn't get much better when a big coho salmon grabs his spinner.
Go ahead and just lift up. Keep coming. Come. Big old buck wild coho.
Guide John Prodhofer says estuary salmon fishing tactics are simple.
Speed, presentation, keeping it in the zone where the fish are at. If you're going with it, you have to go faster than the current to get your spinner to spin. If you're going against the current, slow down as slow as you can to get that rod just thumping. And if you feel anything, you set the hook. Another big old wild coho, I'll bet you. Get right up against the side of the boat. Yep. Reel down and then, oh, he's not done yet.
The 12-pound coho is right out of the ocean.
Oh! Now lift straight up. Just like that. Oh, that's a big one. That is a big coho.
Young Matt Mills couldn't be prouder.
For just a couple hours of fishing, that's pretty good action. And it's not over yet.
There is something special about this coho salmon. It's a wild fish that was born in the gravel. You can tell because it has an adipose fin, a half-moon-shaped fin in front of the tail.
Anglers should pat themselves on the back, taking care of these fish, and now we can harvest a limited number. 13, 14 pounder, beautiful.
Wild coho salmon have made a turnaround. Anglers are fortunate that they can catch and keep them in select places. For example, Nehalem estuary anglers are allowed to keep 1 wild coho a day, 2 for the season, until a quota of 1,200 wild fish has been reached. Anglers are also allowed to keep 1 additional hatchery coho or a chinook.
That's the first time in probably 20 years that we've been able to harvest wild coho. 14, 15, 16 pounds and bigger. It's a good pat on the back to the state. It's a remarkable recovery.
Kind of our Northwest heritage. And I think the ability to come out and be able to fish and actually catch and keep these fish connects us, at least those of us that are natives to the Northwest and especially native to Oregon, really connects us with our region. And I think that the salmon have such a rich history and heritage around it.
Land your fish.
Here you go, Grant.
Well, I'm not going to refuse. It's another coho salmon, about 10 pounds. John adds the best is yet to come.
Take them home and eat them. Boy, they're good eating fish.
This is the best part, to eat.
Steve Fick is a longtime angler who enjoys cooking salmon as much as catching them.
You're putting a breading on something like this.
His brother Cliff is an accomplished chef for nearly 40 years. The brothers are native Astorians who love salmon recipes that are different from the crowd.
So we're going to have cheeks today. That's a different part of the salmon. Isn't red. It's got a white meat to it. Very flavorful.
Steve calls their homespun salmon recipes, like fried salmon cheeks, simple and delicious. He flours each silver dollar-sized fillet, dips each into an egg wash, and then covers them with a soda cracker coating. Hot oil sizzles each bite-sized salmon piece. And Fick notes that cooking time is only a moment. Overcooked salmon tastes like cardboard. Recipe number 2 makes even more use of salmon pieces that most anglers toss aside.
Just throw these in there.
Salmon pieces head for boiling water and simmer for 10 minutes. Then it's time to pick the bones clean.
This is what we're going to make your chowder out of. You scrape that out.
Salmon chowder is at its finest when it's easy to prepare. 1 quart each of milk and half. Fick adds a couple of cups of bacon, celery, and onion.
This is the base for the real true flavor. This is why it's called salmon chowder.
He adds a couple cups of frozen peas and then 4 cups of cooked potatoes. The mixture rises to a rolling boil and then the heat is turned off. It's ready to eat.
So many people, they take that frame and they just throw it away where it should be cooked up. You're missing an opportunity for some really good meals by overlooking this.
Finally, recipe number 3 is easy as can be, a salmon fillet on the barbecue.
We skinned it, put a little bit of lemon on it, and you gotta be careful you don't overcook it. It's gonna be on the barbecue, 6-7 minutes.
The best is what goes on top. Fick calls his tart and tangy raspberry topping the perfect cap. It takes 2 tablespoons each of raspberry jam and butter, heated through and then drizzled across the fillet.
We're gonna kind of make a hot salmon salad is what we're doing. We're gonna spread it over the salmon, drizzle it onto the prawns and onto the salad, and you have dinner.
Each of Fick's recipes are so easy anyone can try and provide a fine way to round out a day's adventure, catching and cooking Oregon fresh-caught salmon.
And I like harvesting, preparing the product, and then cooking it. It's not just the hunting part of it or the fishing part of it, and I think people that bring it to that next element, I think that they have a more enjoyable experience out of the whole process.
Nehalem Coho. The fact that there are wild coho fishery opportunities after 20 years' absence really speaks to the species' strength and resiliency. We provided the details, directions, and the contact information right here on the Travel Oregon website. So until next week, get out here and explore the great Oregon outdoors and let Travel Oregon be your guide. For Travel Oregon, I'm Grant McComey.